Rukun Negara education to be made a core government agenda. Tabung Haji records 1.25 billion ringgit net profit in the first half of 2020. Hello and good afternoon. I'm Mohana Priya. Welcome to Updates at Noon. Rukun Negara education should be made a core agenda of the government to ensure that Rukun Negara can become a daily practice of society which is passed down from one generation to the next. In making the call, the Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin said this required concerted effort by all parties to enhance the inculcation of the principles and values enshrined in Rukun Negara, especially to strengthen unity among the people in the country.
Kementerian Perpaduan Negara dan juga Kementerian Komunikasi dan Multimedia boleh menerajui pelaksanaan agenda ini menerusi pelbagai program, inisiatif dan juga aktiviti di bawah kementerian dengan kerjasama badan-badan bukan kerajaan, pihak swasta dan juga masyarakat sivil. Saya percaya jika usaha yang bersungguh-sungguh digembleng oleh semua pihak, maka kita akan berjaya menyemarakkan penghayatan prinsip dan nilai rukun negara demi untuk mengeratkan perpaduan rakyat di negara kita.
He said this when launching the 50th anniversary celebration of Rukun Negara at Bangunan Perdana Putra in Putrajaya. It is noted that Rukun Negara was declared on 31st August 1970 by the then Yang di-Pertuan Agong Almarhum Tuanku Ismail Nasiruddin Shah Ibni Almarhum Sultan Zainal Abidin to promote unity among the people following the May 13, 1969 incident. In the meantime, Tan Sri Muhyiddin also launched the Rukun Negara Golden Jubilee Celebration logo yesterday. The logo was projected onto a screen in 3D animation after the Prime Minister had delivered a speech to kick off the 50th anniversary celebration of Rukun Negara, or the national philosophy, at Bangunan Perdana Putra. Symbolizing the 5 principles of Rukun Negara, the logo is a stylized 5-stripe red and white tengkolok or Malay headgear with the yellow crescent and star affixed on its front and enclosed within the figure 50 in blue. The crescent and star represent the principle of belief in God, while the tengkolok with a crescent and star symbolizes loyalty to king and country, supremacy of the constitution and rule of law. The figure 50 marks the golden jubilee of Rukun Negara, and the blue color symbolizes the practice of unity and the principle of courtesy and morality. Not cooking today, Pavitra? Now that might sound like a simple question, but coming from Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin, it was enough to set the heart racing for sensational YouTuber couple Sugu Pavitra. Pavitra told the media after attending the launch of the 50th anniversary of Rukun Negara in Putrajaya yesterday that she was at a loss for words when the Prime Minister himself asked if she had anything prepared for him to eat. The 28-year-old housewife who met the Prime Minister for the first time said she was all jitters, that for a moment she was rendered speechless. Sugu Pavitra from Sungai Siput, Perak, had previously attracted the attention of the Prime Minister, who also gifted them a camera tripod, microwave oven, rice cooker and cooking utensils. Pavitra, looking chic in her green Punjabi suit, and Sugu in an all-black outfit, was seen reciting the Rukun Negara with fervour as it was read out by the Prime Minister. The Rukun Negara is the foundation to strengthen unity, said the couple, who had received a special invitation to the event. The duo, who became popular through their cooking videos and ability to speak fluent Malay, aimed to instill the spirit of Rukun Negara in young children. The Malaysian government is concerned about the fate of over 6,000 Malaysian students who are pursuing studies at various institutions across the United States following the recent U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement or ICE announcement. Foreign Minister Datuk Sri Hishamuddin Hussein in a statement said the government of Malaysia encourages the United States authorities to reassess the need to end this temporary exemption given the importance of the United States as an education destination of choice. On 6th of July, US ICE announced the end of temporary exemption for foreign students taking online classes for the fall 2020 semester. The Malaysian Embassy in Washington had released an advisory on 7th July, urging Malaysian students to reach out directly to their respective universities as the status of their fall 2020 classes would be crucial in determining their immigration status. Datuk Sri Hishamuddin said Wisma Putra had also requested for the United States to find a feasible solution for the students to continue pursuing their studies online and remain in the United States. Currently, the United States hosts the third largest population of Malaysian students studying abroad. Both Harvard University and the Massachusetts Institute of Technology has sued the US government over the move. Efforts to stop the spread of COVID-19 in the country continue to show good results as a zero local transmission was recorded yesterday for the second day in a row. Yesterday, only 6 new cases were reported, all of which were imported cases, comprising 5 locals and 1 non-citizen who was a permanent resident. Meanwhile, Health Director General Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah also announced the end of a COVID-19 cluster involving a cleaning company based in Kuala Lumpur yesterday. Dr. Nur Hisham said 33 people from this cluster, comprising 16 locals and 17 non-citizens, have been screened. Of this number, 4 were found to be COVID-19 positive, including 3 employees and a close contact case, all of whom are Indonesians. For the record, 15 clusters have been detected at workplaces, and the Kuala Lumpur Cleaning Company cluster is the 11th cluster to be declared to have ended. Dr. Nur Hisham also reminded employers to monitor and ensure compliance with standard operating procedures among workers, thereby preventing the risk of COVID-19 transmission. Now, the Ministry of Health has acknowledged the role of the media in the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic. Deputy Health Minister Dr. Nur Azmi Ghazali said, apart from explaining government policies and programs, the role of the media was particularly important in disseminating information quickly and accurately in regards to the ministry's battle against COVID-19. Dr. Nur Azmi regards media practitioners as frontliners since they were also exposed to the risk of infection and went through pain and struggle. He added that media acts as an agency that can correct public perception. Thus, he expressed the ministry's appreciation to the media personnel's commitment, perseverance and patience. Speaking during a dinner with about 120 media practitioners from various agencies held last night, he noted that Malaysia's success in containing COVID-19 was the effort of various parties. Lembaga Tabung Haji recorded a strong financial performance in the first half ended 30th June, with net profit up 82.4% to 1.25 billion ringgit, boosted by strong investment income. The Pilgrimage Fund recorded the net profit from 849.66 million ringgit in the previous corresponding period. Tabung Haji's total assets also exceeded its liabilities by 1.86 billion ringgit as at 30th June this year. Tabung Haji has also recorded 1.55 billion ringgit in investment income during the first half of this year, supported by sukuk and equity investments. In a statement, Tabung Haji said fixed income investments accounted for 1 billion ringgit, or 65% of its total investment income for the period of January to 30th June 2020. Property investments generated an income of 204.57 million ringgit, while Islamic money market investments contributed 187.13 million ringgit and 150.27 million ringgit was derived from equity investments. As of 30th June, total deposits improved to 73.86 billion ringgit compared with 69.42 billion ringgit on 31st December 2019, with over 123,000 new savings account openings during the first half of 2020. The introduction of an e-wages system and Social Security Organisation or SOCSO contribution are among the proposals being considered by the Ministry of Human Resources for foreign workers in the country post-COVID-19. Human Resources Minister Dato Sri M. Saravanan said the e-wages system is being studied and discussed with the Ministry of Home Affairs to ensure that foreign workers receive their salaries as promised by employers.
Apabila kita mengamalkan e-wages ini, sekiranya majikan gagal membayar gaji, kita akan dapat maklumat daripada sistem yang sedia. Ini akan memberi kejaminan kepada pekerja asing mengikut standard antarabangsa.
Speaking to reporters after the presentation of the certificates of recognition to 9 safety and health officers teachers centres, Dato Sri Saravanan said it was also proposed for foreign workers to contribute to SOCSO for their own safety. He said the proposals were discussed with representatives of the Bangladesh High Commission who were satisfied with them. Also discussed with the representatives was the enforcement of Act 446 effective 1st September, which is to ensure employers provide housing, accommodation and welfare to foreign workers, with fines of up to 50,000 ringgit imposed on those who were non-compliant. The Port Klang Authority or LPK have approved a financial incentive package worth 17.2 million ringgit in an effort to alleviate the financial burden of players in the logistics and shipping sectors affected by the COVID-19 outbreak. Transport Minister Dato Sri Dr. Wee Ka Siong said the incentive approved by the LPK Board of Directors will introduce 7 initiatives which are expected to reinvigorate the sectors. Among others, Dato Sri Dr. Wee said the initiatives include measures to extend the free additional storage period to cargo and containers. For import containers, he said the storage period is extended to 6 days from 4 days, while for export cargo, it is extended to 7 days from 5 days. According to him, the initiatives are also to increase the infrastructure capacity at Port Klang to enhance productivity and trade.
Keenam, pemberian insentif kewangan oleh LPK berjumlah 3.234 juta kepada penyewa tanah LPK. Ini kena ucapkan terima kasih pada LPK lah. Dan syarikat perkapalan juga atau operating jetty, kita juga bagi insentif kewangan mulai Mac sehingga Disember 2020.
Besides that, Dato Sri Dr. Wee said permits and fees imposed by government agencies are exempted throughout the movement control order and until December. An integrated digitization system would also be developed in Port Klang to increase productivity and further diversify trade in the logistics sector. The Felda Vision Generation Alliance, GWGF, has described the various initiatives announced by Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin during the launching of the National Level Felda Settlers Day 2020 celebration as providing relief to settlers. Its President, Tan Sri Rosali Ismail, said many Felda settlers have expressed hope that the country's economy would recover soon so that they could continue with efforts to improve their socio-economic status. Tan Sri Rosali said in a statement that Felda settlers can now heave a sigh of relief with the various initiatives which include the allocations for better education of the settlers' children, to upgrade and maintain agricultural roads to increase the productivity of the settlers' production, as well as the setting up of a special team to address Felda issues. However, Tan Sri Rosali said GWGF hoped that the government would give due consideration to address other problems faced by most Felda settlers, such as the replanting of crops, settlers' debt statement, and the water supply issues. He also expressed GWGF's willingness to join hands with the government and Felda to ensure smooth implementation of the initiatives. GWGF is a coalition of 14 non-governmental organizations, including New Generation of Felda settlers. Now, it's not uncommon to hear of former professional footballers or any other professional athlete, for that matter, facing financial problems once their sporting careers are over. So it is heartening to hear veteran Kedah footballer Azmir Yusof reminding footballers in the country to ensure they have fixed amount of savings to help tide things over once they stop playing. The 30-year-old Azmir said all players must set a target as to how much they want to save, as well as what their priorities are. Is it to buy a car, land or house? He said this fixed amount of savings is what the players are going to use when they finally call it quits. Once that happens, Azmir said players won't be earning the kind of lucrative salaries they're so used to. He even encouraged them to venture into business as a way to supplement their income when their playing days are over. Azmir knows what he's talking about, having had his fair share of financial ups and downs before finally seeing his 3 business enterprises taking off, thus allowing him to terminate his contract with the Kedah Football Association on Wednesday. The Kuala Lumpur-born Azmir, whose contract with the KFA was until the end of this year, is the proud owner of a sportswear business and garbage cleaning company in Kuala Lumpur and the AY Barber Shop in Alor, which he started earlier this year. He also cited the construction of the Azmir Yusuf Islamic Studies Centre in Alor as the main factor for wanting to terminate his contract with KFA earlier. That concludes today's edition of Updates at Noon. In our top story today, Rukun Negara education to be made a core government agenda. Tune in to News at 10, coming up at 10 p.m. on Saluran Berita RTM on My Free Views channel 123. Now, you can also stream the news by surfing RTM's MyClick. I'm Mona Priya. Have a good weekend.